Joined alongside by the current WEC Bantamweight Champion of the world, Brian Bowles. This Saturday, live on the Versus Network, he defends his title against Dominick Cruz. Brian, well, a big fight this weekend. You defend your title for the very first time. First of all, how has your life changed since your big win against Miguel Torres in the month of August?
Not a huge change. A lot more interviews. I get recognized out at, if I go to a UFC event, it's a lot more crazy there. A lot more fans and just more notoriety. But other than that, I'm pretty grounded, and everything else stayed the same.
Give me your thoughts on your opponent, Dominick Cruz. He's only lost one time in his mixed martial arts career. You are undefeated, so it's really a very interesting battle between two different styles, but both of you guys really very tremendous fighters in your own respect. Your thoughts on Dominick Cruz?
He's a well-rounded opponent. He's hard to hit, and like you said, he's only lost once to Faber, so and that was a pretty quick fight, so you didn't get a lot from that fight. He's a hard fighter to hit. He's good head movement. I just got to stay patient. He mixes it up well. So do I. I think we're a good matchup for a good fight.
Now, Brian, you were on the sidelines for several months due to breaking your hand. You had a broken hand for the past couple of months. What was that like? I know, talking with you before the interview, you had to stay on the sidelines for a little while, but what was the extent of your broken hand?
I broke my middle metacarpal. It was a pretty bad break. I got it set in place, the night I broke it, and I really had to stay off of it to let that bone grow back together and keep it from popping back out of place. I had to just stay off of it. I really couldn't train a lot. I ran, tried to keep my weight down, and would pull sleds and do lower body lifts and stuff like that. But other than that, I really couldn't train much. It was just kind of just sitting around, stir crazy bored.
Was it a good break for you, though, because you've been fighting pretty consistently throughout the majority of your career? You're 8-0 undefeated. Was this a good break for you to be able to take some time off a little bit on the full training aspect and allow your body to heal and prepare yourself for what is to come, being the WEC Bantamweight Champion of the world?
It kind of sucked because when I was supposed to fight Miguel the first time, I hurt my back, and that put me out for a little bit. And then I went straight to a training camp, and then got hurt again. And now I went straight to a training camp. It wasn't really a lot of time for me to get better in there. I do get better during all my training camps. That's one reason I like to go through them. But there wasn't really a lot of time to kind of relax and just get better. You know what I mean? I was going straight from injuries to just trying to get into shape and fight. So I really hope I don't get hurt this time. I really want to be able to improve myself. Without an injury being there.
We always hear fighters going into fights at 70, 80%, but how healthy are you going into your main event fight this weekend?
I believe I'm 100%. The hand is completely healed. It's not something that it's not like one of those nagging injuries that it's not like a shoulder or something like that. It was just a broken hand. Once it heals, it's healed. All you can do after that is just try to get back into shape and get your timing back. And I've had time to do that, so I should be 100%.
What do you tell some of the naysayers that say that you won the fight by way of a lucky punch against Miguel Torres? Do you have more motivation to go out there and put forth another defining performance in your career to show that that first fight wasn't what many naysayers say, a quote-unquote lucky punch?
I do got to win this fight. It will shut people up. But, I don't need that to motivate me. I motivate myself. I got the belt. I want to keep the belt. And, most of the naysayers out there, they're his fans, and no matter what, when you have somebody of his caliber fighting and, his record and me being that big of an underdog, when somebody like me wins, there's going to be naysayers out there. But, you can go back and clearly watch the video. I was winning the fight, knocked him out. If I would have won by decision, it would have been, it was a bad decision. So, either way, people are going to say negative things. I just got to ignore that and go on and keep winning fights.
Can you give me a prediction for this Saturday night as you defend your title against Dominick Cruz? And also, what can fans expect to see out of Brian Bowles, a healthy Brian Bowles, this weekend?
I'm not really one for predicting, like, fights, me going to knock him out, this and that. It's a fight. You never know what's going to happen. I really think I'm going to win. I feel like I'm going to win, and we have a great matchup. Both of us have good skill sets that make for a good, interesting fight, and I would expect a really good fight.
Brian, good luck on Saturday. We look forward to the matchup.
Yep, thank you.
The current WEC Bantamweight Champion of the world, Brian Bowles, joining us.